ring and start fighting more and more until he's puts them together with the major champion.
All right, relax. You've got a lot of work left to do. Our evening is half over. Now we begin to look ahead to the second welterweight championship fight of the evening, the one Larry Merchant described as the real championship fight. Two determined fighters. Their paths have never crossed in the ring, but their dislike for one another is deep-rooted and real.
Lloyd Honeyghan is a very ruthless, unclassy human being.
He's cheap. Marlon Starling is a cheap guy. You know, he ain't got no class. He's classless.
There's quite a few things I don't like about Honeyghan. One is he's disrespectful for everybody who's not Lloyd Honeyghan.
I would say this is a really and truly a hate match, not a grudge match or whatever. It's a hate match because he hates me and I hate him.
Lloyd Honeyghan's afraid of me. You know, he can do all the talk and all the tape, all the hype, but when the bell rings, if you can put up or shut up.
I'm just thinking that what should I do? Should I just go ahead and knock him out? Or should I just play a rule in the 3 rounds and just hurt him? Just hurt him. I just knock him out, put him out of his misery.
You're going to see a ring veteran in the ring with an amateur.
This time I'm not taking no prisoners. You know, I've been to Jamaica. I've seen my witch doctor. I'll get my treatment to my hand. I've done everything. I'm just looking forward to tonight. I'm going to beat this guy so bad, he's going to regret saying all those things about me.
It's not a classic boxing match. This is the fight.
Tonight, HBO Sports presents World Championship Boxing. So the duel between these fierce rivals takes place now live at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. The main event, WBC Welterweight Champion Lloyd Honeyghan defending his title against former WBA champion Marlon Starling. Again, it is scheduled for 12 rounds. And once again, the expectant and knowledgeable Las Vegas fight crowd, knowing that they have seen a championship fight which amounted merely to a preliminary, settles in now to appreciate the real thing between two fighters who are and have been champions, Starling and Honeyghan. And once again, I'm Jim Lampley, and with me is the incomparable Sugar Ray Leonard. And Ray, all fighters say before big fights that they don't like their opponents, but we have suggested on tape and in the past here that this is an instance in which two guys really do have animosity toward each other. What effect can it have on the fight?
Well, these guys have a personal hatred. I mean, it's a personal vendetta against each other. And I said before, Jim, this fight, the winner, will depend on who is more composed and who is cautious, because they hate each other. It's going to be probably an ugly fight. Not a very artistic fight, but an ugly fight, a fist fight.
The favorite in the fight is Lloyd Honeyghan. And Lloyd Honeyghan is a physical talent with a fighter's disposition and a sincere commitment to doing well in the ring. Nevertheless, he's a man about whom his British handlers are nervous all the time. To really understand the Ragamuffin Man, you must understand his Jamaican heritage. The island of Jamaica portrays itself in startling contrasts of destruction and rebirth. Since Hurricane Gilbert hit nearly 5 months ago, life has continued in classic Jamaican fashion. It wasn't just the massive influx of international aid that enabled this country to rebound. The resiliency of its people made it happen.
It's very terrible what happened. You know, a lot of people lose their homes, hospital got smashed up. But the people just got up and getting on with their day-to-day work. And that's what's special about Jamaicans. You know, we're not serious people. We like to have fun, we like to laugh, you know. A lot of people abroad got the wrong impression of Jamaicans until they come here.
Still a British citizen, Lloyd Honeyghan frequents his homeland to touch base with his roots, to rejuvenate his spirit, to prepare to fight. 1 week before Christmas and a few days before Honeyghan's departure to train in America, we found him, as always, in superb physical shape.
It's not exactly an easy, cushy life out here, and it was quite a hard life. So, you know, you get back into that, kind of groove, you know? And so you know you got to work hard, and you come back and you see where you're coming from. And you say to yourself, man, I don't want to come back down here. I don't want to go back into the ghettos or places like that.
But he visits the ghettos to drop in on a Kingston recording studio. With reggae music reverberating from the earth, Honeyghan comes to revel in the music that is a part of every Jamaican. The champion enlists the services of aspiring singers, an offhanded payback to his people.
There's so many of them that you can't afford all of them. So some make and some don't. Jamaica is not a rich country. It's a poor country, but the people are happy, and that's the main thing.
Jamaica's wealth is its beauty. Any visitor can easily embrace the raw sensuality and endless variety of this lush and fertile land. In the Blue Mountains of eastern Jamaica lie the mineral baths of St. Thomas, named for a 17th century slave who recovered here from a severe beating by his master. It's here that Honeyghan further replenishes his soul, trekking through the hills, away from the tourist accommodations of indoor baths, to a secluded natural pool. The life of a poor London immigrant, unused to cold winters, unable to afford gloves, has taken its toll on the fighter's fists.
Every time after a fight nowadays, I've got my hands swollen like balloons. After each fight, I've got to soak, take the gloves off and put them straight into an ice bucket. And I'm going to see a doctor and get some treatment for the hands and come over here and do the same treatment down by the baths.
The best treatment comes from his grandparents when they visit him in Kingston. It's their first time away from their rural Jamaican home where the champion was born.
I consider them as my real parents. I love them, you know, I can't put how much I love them in words. I mean, because they grew me up till I was 9 years old, and I had all the mother love and all the father love from them.
Honeyghan's love for his grandparents is but a part of his love for his native land and its soothing waters. Where a violent professional exudes the grace and style of a Jamaican English country gentleman, for a moment, there is a delicate balance in this life many boxers will never attain.
I might be in a well-paid job, but that's all it is. It's a well-paid job. It's nothing more. After you come in that ring, you got to be a human being to be able to live with people. And if you can't be a human being and respect people, how do you expect people to respect you?
Counting down now live in Las Vegas for Bad Blood, World Championship Boxing on HBO Sports. The WBC World Welterweight Title fight between the title holder, Lloyd Honeyghan of England, and the former WBA champion, Marlon Starling of the United States. It is scheduled for 12 rounds. And for further reflection now on what has already happened here tonight and what is likely to happen in the future, we go back upstairs to Larry Merchant.
So Mark Breland, who looked perfectly dreadful in 2 championship fights with Marlon Starling, is a champion of sorts again. And Marlon Starling now has to challenge Lloyd Honeyghan for a title that he lost on an illegal punch to a man who then gave up the title. And Lloyd Honeyghan himself, in fact, once owned that same title, and he gave it up. So they're fighting for another title. You got all that? Someday, I suppose, they'll discover that the muddle in the welterweight division was caused by the Epstein-Barr virus. Lloyd Honeyghan was thought to be the man who could make some sense of this division after he defeated Donald Curry in a monumental upset at the time 2.5 years ago. And he has to make that point again tonight. He's a 2-to-1 favorite because he's a very un-British-like athlete. He's a bully and a battler. He's a loudmouth. He's arrogant. And outside the ring, he has 5 children with 3 women. He has never had the time to marry. Despite all of that, there are a lot of observers who are giving Starling a very good chance. Reason being, he's been in this position before, and because he's looked good in stretches in recent fights, possibly because of a new addition in his camp. As soon as the veteran Marlon Starling won a championship, he immediately sought out an almost scholarly great-grandfather to be at his side, trainer Eddie Futch, a man rare in this primitive game who flees to the serenity of a national park to relax and think. These quiet, solid qualities were evident in him growing up in Detroit. He was good enough in basketball, his first love, to play semi-professionally. He got married, went to work, and boxing became his next and future love. He trained in a gym with Joe Louis, occasionally sparring with the budding legend, and like Louis, he won a Golden Gloves title, but he didn't turn pro.
Those were the Depression years, and everybody that had a job was lucky. So I had this job, and I was working hard. And sometimes I worked 17 hours a day in order to take care of my growing young family. In the afternoon, I had a split shift job. I would go in the morning, be off in the afternoon, and go back and work in the night. And I was training hard, working hard, and fighting on my day off. And I did this for about 3 years, almost 4 years before it finally started to tell on me physically.
Whatever chance Futch had to make a living as a fighter ended with the discovery that he had a heart murmur. But his analytic approach to this rough, mean sport led to a very good living and championship stature as a trainer. In 1958, he had his first champion, the welterweight Don Jordan. In the next 3 decades, he was associated with some of the best prize fighters of our time: Bob Foster, Joe Frazier, Ken Norton, Alexis Arguello, Larry Holmes, Michael Spinks, to name just a few. Marlon Starling wanted him for the same reason others have: his confidence-giving ability to pinpoint a problem and its solution and to communicate it simply. His fighters don't need a jockey with a busy whip.
We only got 3 minutes! Yeah! Come on, baby! Rough you around. You got your hooks, your double and triple hooks from the inside. He's strong inside. I know he's strong inside. Don't lay inside doing nothing, though. You're out of there. When you get inside, work with both hands to the body, and then shift to the head, okay?
I have never been a driver. I've always tried to be a leader. And I've been able to achieve a great deal of my results working that way. And I've always found that you can't tell a fighter too many things in a corner. He won't remember them. You tell him the things that are most important. And so that doesn't take much time.
Having graced boxing for most of his 77 years, Futch is a treasured resource to gym rats and champions alike. A word here, a touch there, can give clear meaning to the hard truths of a hard road. The self-taught Starling has been up and down that road. Truth is, it's too hard to travel alone.
You know, I finally found someone that knows more than I do about the game. And I think Eddie is like, you know, an encyclopedia of the boxing. I think he's a good person to listen to. It's a good watchful eye over you, for you to try to prepare yourself to. It brings out the best in you. He knows boxing.
Eddie Futch's well-traveled road is fenced with the jewels of achievement, paved with the satisfactions of teaching, competing, winning, and more.
People have asked me, what do you consider your major achievement? And I know that they're expecting me to say Frazier Ali in the Thriller in Manila, or Frazier Ali fight #1, or some other great fight that I have been involved in. But you know what my answer is? I raised a great family. I think that's the greatest thing that anybody can do on this earth.
There is Marlon Starling as he enters the ring, and it's a mark of 2 of the many sides of his character: proud arrogance and willing curiosity, that he says of Eddie Futch, "I finally found a man who knows more about boxing than I do." Marlon Starling has had 5 previous championship fights. This will be his 50th fight in all. As Larry Merchant suggested, he's been up and he's been down, and he hopes to be up again tonight.
And he's been in this position before, where a lot of people didn't give him much of a chance. And of course, we're looking at his record. This is his 50th professional fight.
In his 31st year, and that is a lot of activity. The most recent were the draw with Mark Breland in April here last year. Most ringside observers thought he had won the bout handily, and then the freak knockout after the bell at the hands of Tomas Malinares in Atlantic City. Ray Leonard's tip of the night now for Honeyghan and Starling.
Well, Jim, Lloyd Honeyghan is a very physical fighter, and that would prove to be helpful during the inside fighting. And with inside fighting, problems do occur because Honeyghan inadvertently comes inside with his head first. So look for a lot of warnings from the referee for those type of headbutts. He has to be very, very careful. Starling does. Now, it will prove to be helpful for Marlon Starling because of the swarming style. And one of the best defensive fighters that's in the welterweight division is Marlon Starling. And this would help him out a great deal because he'd be able to counter the shots that Honeyghan would be throwing. Defensive, yes, but one thing about it, the defense will count only before the bell rings.
He's got to keep his defenses up for 3 minutes and 5 seconds of every round.
And here comes the welterweight division's master of the full frontal assault. Lloyd Honeyghan knows only one way to fight. He comes forward with aggression and hostility at all times, has a tendency to wing his punches, but it's only hurt him one time when he fell behind on points against a lesser man, Jorge Vaca, and wound up losing a technical decision after the fight was stopped on a Honeyghan butt.
Mickey Duff, his manager, handler, co-promoter, says he's the first British fighter he's ever seen come along who would take a knife into the ring if he could hide it from the referee. He's got that kind of attitude which we don't usually expect from the gentlemanly British fighters.
33 wins, 1 loss. Knockout of an opponent in a welterweight championship fight in only 54 seconds. Lloyd Honeyghan, in one defense of his WBC title, knocked out Gene Hatcher in fewer seconds than that. This is the second defense since he took the title back from Jorge Vaca in the second Vaca fight. 22 knockouts, and he has actually gained power as he's gone along in his boxing career.
Well, he fights every second, and that's what makes him the type of fighter that he is, Jim.
We've talked about their personal feelings about each other, and that could come into play here tonight if they get excited and perhaps use themselves up in the early rounds.
Tail of the tape, and of course Marlon Starling is past the age of 30, which begins to be a critical experience for a lot of boxers. Reach about a 6-inch advantage for Starling, who may be able to use that effectively in counterpunching as the bout goes on.
And here is our punch stat, which purportedly gives a statistical profile to how these fighters fight. And as you can see, Honeyghan consistently throws a lot of punches. He's an offensive-minded fighter. Starling's punches will depend on how the other man fights. He may fight more defensively or offensively depending on what Honeyghan does. And as you can see, Honeyghan doesn't throw as many jabs usually as Starling will. He throws a lot of rounder punches, and Starling, if he can throw some straight punches, may do himself some good.
WBC rules for the fight, and there is one critical difference from the WBA rules which obtained in the previous championship fight. This time, there is no 3-knockdown rule in effect. Right now, let's go up to the ring announcer, Chuck Hull, for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout of the evening is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, Jose Suleiman, President, Supervisor Aristo Manrique, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Chairman. The commissioners are Dr. James Nave, Dwayne Ford, Freddie Little, and Jay Nady. The executive director is Chuck Minker. The officials assigned for the next bout of the evening by the governing bodies. The judges are Dalby Shirley of Nevada, Adrian Morgan of Wales, and Ray Solis of Mexico. Your referee is Mills Lane. This is the final event of the night. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing in the blue corner, introducing in the red corner, from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing in at 146 pounds, with a professional record of 43 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw, with 26 KOs. He is a former WBA champion and is currently rated 3rd in the world by the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Marlon Starling. And in the blue corner, from London, England, weighing 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 33 wins, 1 defeat, with 22 KOs. He is the reigning WBC Welterweight Champion of the World, Lloyd Honeyghan.
Now remember, wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Now both of you protect yourself at all times. We've already gone through the instructions. Any questions from the challenger or Chief Striker? Any questions over here? Let's get it on. Come on.
These are two pros, but how much of themselves will they spend in this first round trying to express their dislike for each other personally?
They first met at the Donald Curry-Milton McCrory welterweight unification title bout in 1985, took an instant dislike for one another, and now they get to act on it.
Just like I stated, it won't be a feeling-out process. Honeyghan, this former style, is going to try to make a street fight out of this fight.
Good left counter by Starling, as Honeyghan missed trying to get past the peekaboo defense. Starling coming straight in with the jab. His upper body's always in motion.
Mills Lane is already telling Honeyghan to watch his head, which was expected because of the style of Honeyghan. You'll notice here, inside, Marlon Starling keeps those hands high. He waits for his man to throw a punch, then he retaliates.
Good uppercut inside by Starling.
What I see in Honeyghan, his chin is up there. That chin is wide open for any punch, especially the right hand.
Honeyghan fighting out of a southpaw stance. He does this from time to time, although most of the time he'll be in a conventional stance. Now he goes back to the left-hand lead.
But in doing so, Jim, Honeyghan is leaving himself wide open because when he throws his punches, watch the right hand of Marlon Starling.
Starling is landing the more effective blows. Honeyghan has a tendency when he gets frustrated to start winging punches wildly to the side. For now, he's still trying to come up the middle against the peekaboo defense.
No question about it. Starling has the better defense. He's keeping those hands high because he learned a mistake earlier. He's trying to pretty much measure that right hand of Honeyghan.
Honeyghan bouncing punches off of Starling's glove. So he got the left hook around. Right hand is wild.
Those shots thrown by Honeyghan are not doing any type of damage because they're arm blows. He doesn't have his balance because he has a tendency to switch to southpaw stance.
Starling in and out, always with the hands up and countering when he can. Right to the body was the first time in a minute that Honeyghan actually planted his feet to throw a blow.
He keeps coming, Honeyghan keeps coming out with that left hand down, the right hand down rather. The left hook should be there. Thrown by Starling.
counter by Starling, and that round demonstrated the difficulties that Marlon Starling poses tactically for a Lloyd Honeyghan.
That was a very fast-paced round. Both fighters have had problems with stamina in the past. Just take note of that.
Stick him. You'll find him if you pick your shots. You pick your shots. Concentrate on finding him without getting hit, Lloyd. You understand? That doesn't mean that I want you to run from him. Stick him without getting hit. You understand? He's giving you arms and elbows, not giving you a lot of room. But that's all right. That'll all come down after a little while.
I want you to get that body as often as you can. Down underneath those shots. Remember, when you're backing out, he's going to loop the shot. Be careful. Keep your hands up, or go down low, or step over to the right.
Do it all controlled and neat. Tight and neat.
Since Starling has been with Futch, he has fought much harder in the early rounds.
You saw in our punch stat computations the huge difference in the number of punches thrown in the first round, but there was virtually no difference in the number landed. Starling the more efficient fighter in round one. And you wonder how frustrating it must be for Mickey Duff to try to tell Honeyghan to fight tight and neat. Great right counter by Starling.
You see what's happening, Jim? That Starling is counterpunching. He's picking his shot, whereas that you see in Honeyghan is just throwing punches spontaneously. Not really picking his shot like he should. This is when it's dangerous for both men. The heads are close. They both are winging shots. And whoever should raise up should be knocked down.
Honeyghan bouncing a lot of punches off of Marlon's arms in there. Still throwing for the sake of throwing.
Those punches thrown by Honeyghan are arm punches, and they're being telegraphed. So what Starling may do is time one of those punches.
Marlon is not known for great punching power.
Ray, I've noticed that Honeyghan is throwing effectively to the body in this round.
Well, he was told to try to bring those hands down of Starling, but Starling can't keep those hands very, very high.
And that time Starling stepped up and missed. There's a left hand that got through.
You see what happens too is when Honeyghan gets hit, he loses composure. And that's a fatal mistake for either fighter. Look at him just winging away. I don't know why Starling went back, take a step back and punch. And he's doing it now.
Honeyghan still firing punches right at Starling's defense. Starling missed with the left, and now Honeyghan gets up inside.
Because Starling is stepping back and throwing the right hand.
Get him up.
Nothing, there was nothing there. Good
right hand by Starling off the counter.
Starling just picking this man apart. He's really doing a number here on Honeyghan. Great defense by Marlon Starling.
Picking Honeyghan shots off with his glove. Another round in which Marlon Starling has been by far the more efficient warrior.
I agree that Starling has been more efficient, but I think Honeyghan, who is the champion, is throwing many, many more punches. And that has to be taken into account. More numbers, all right, more numbers. Don't load up. More. All right, quick combination off to the side. Let's take a look as both of these fighters are standing right in front of each other. A good right hand, a very solid right hand by Starling.
But you're getting to him already, okay?
You're backing him up.
All right, second. Come on, there.
3 begins. According to punch stat computations, Lloyd Honeyghan threw 115 punches in round 2, landing only 18 of them. But your point is well taken, Larry. If the busier fighter is to be given credit by the judges, that is the champion in this bout. Mills Lane again warning Honeyghan against headbutting.
This is a beautiful display of counterpunching by Marlon Starling. He's taking his time, very poised, looking for those counter shots. If I was Starling, I would come back with the left hook. Now watch here, the right hand of Lloyd Honeyghan. Watch how he drops it as he throws his jab to get inside.
Starling seeming to rest a little bit right now. Eddie Futch had asked him between rounds to throw more combinations in countering, not one punch at a time. For now, he appears content to play defense and pick off Honeyghan's shots. Lloyd is pawing a little bit, losing some steam.
Well, Honeyghan is not doing it right. Watch his jab. He throws his jab and he drops it. It becomes a lazy left jab. And those are the best type of jabs to counter with the right hand.
Not many punches from Starling, and certainly not the combinations that Futch wanted. But Honeyghan is slowing down the pace, either out of frustration or perhaps a little bit weary.
Honeyghan's bringing both feet together. That's the easiest way to get knocked down.
Neither man landing anything effective so far in this round.
Someone's mouthpiece came out. It looks like Starling's mouthpiece.
Marlon's mouthpiece dropped right out.
Very brisk pace by both fighters. More so, more action from Honeyghan. Although Starling's shots a little better, a little cleaner.
2 clean counter shots by Starling. Not a lot of impact, but they landed. Honeyghan throwing wildly.
That right hand seemed to momentarily wobble Starling.
Got him on the top of the head.
Don't let him take too many shots without you coming back with anything. See? You gotta work, you gotta work. Box him and move around. Yeah.
Those combination moves. Yeah. Don't load up. Come on. Be busier with the fancy combinations.
You gotta hit you hard with one shot. Put it together. Double hook, right hand. Right hand, left hook, right hand.
You're beginning to will. He's already saying, what the fuck am I doing here? All right?
He's back to quit. That's the quit now. Yes, sir. He's back to quit now. Break your body, roll on it. Keep to the body.
Keep nice and off to the side. All right? Keep using angles on this guy. Come on. Huh?
You got too much.
Jab, hook, and cross. Come on.
Willie Pep, the last champion from Hartford, once told Starling that when you're a young fighter, you have to remember to pace yourself. And when you're a veteran, you have to remember to fight. And the question is whether either of these guys is pacing himself for what looks like a long, grueling fight that could be determined in the last 4 rounds.
Good uppercut by Marlon Starling.
Honeyghan took what he thought was a low blow and said, ooh. Starling, for the moment, steps in to try to take advantage and takes a shot from Honeyghan as a result.
Honeyghan still be aggressive and try and throw that looping right hand, which put Starling on first for a second.
and going to the body more, and I think Lloyd is beginning to pierce that defense really for the first time.
He's picking the tempo of the fight up now. He's starting to make the fight, make Starling fight his fight.
The left hand was blocked, but there is a school of thought that you keep landing on the upper arms, keep landing on the shoulders, and you're going to wear your man out.
Well, especially for a guy that's so physically strong like Lloyd Honeyghan. I mean, every punch does damage.
Certainly Honeyghan has a fighter's will, big time.
Now right here, this is when you do counter punching. When a man is straight in front of you, both feet together, this is when you counter with the uppercuts. For Starling, I can't understand why he's not throwing shots now.
Marlon is not coming back anymore as he did in rounds 1 and 2. That's a typical Lloyd Honeyghan miss.
Now watch some uppercuts. A couple uppercuts there by Starling, but you need to throw more. Come back with left hook.
Starling planted his feet and just missed with the right hand inside.
That's the uppercut. Now that will work all night, Jim, because the man is down.
Got a left hand in, followed it with another. Honeyghan not coming back at the moment, and Starling lands 4 good blows in a row.
Watch how effective that uppercut is, just landing.
And Honeyghan just bullying forward to try to take Marlon out of this little run.
Both men are spending a lot of energy because they're missing some big, big punches.
More and more, Honeyghan is able to pin Starling against the ropes and wail away. Hasn't been able to do anything that effective with it yet, but it could be a portent of things to come.
Some respect from Lloyd Honeyghan.
Tough, tough fight. Lloyd, you can't have a war. You've got to be smarter than him. You're lounging, and you're letting him pick you off. Understand? Now, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Listen. Take a deep breath and change your attitude, will you? Change your attitude. Just walk out, and make yourself scarce not to get hit. He's making you do all the work.
Harold Letterman, our unofficial official, tell us how you see the fight so far.
Larry, I've got a 39-37 Marlon Starling, and I disagree. I say, you know, you don't look at who the champion is. You got 2 guys in the ring, and they both got an equal chance to win. You score fights based on clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, and Starling is winning on defense.
All right,
I respectfully disagree by 1 round with you, Harold. I have it two rounds apiece.
Round 5 begins. There's a momentary delay in Honeyghan's corner. Mills Lane giving the champ a chance to put his mouthpiece in, and now here we go. Marlon Starling landed some of his most effective blows in the last minute of round 4. You heard Mickey Duff tell Lloyd, you can't fight a war. I don't know how easy it is for Lloyd Honeyghan to fight anything other than a war.
Well, he's trying to box Starling, and Starling's on the attack. Ripping shots to the body. Oh, some beautiful combinations.
You saw Starling for the first time pin Honeyghan to the ropes and stand toe-to-toe, slugging away.
Now, if you watch the inside fighting of Marlon Starling, he does his pity pass, then all of a sudden he throws a couple hard shots, very serious punches. He tries to lull this guy to sleep.
Clown, and at the moment there he dropped his hands and made a face at Lloyd.
Now watch you come on strong. Starling should come on strong now.
Up uppercut counter inside, increasingly effective. There's another one.
Some serious shots now, serious punches by Marlon Starling.
Starling more and more developing an under then over sequence.
Lloyd Honeyghan is breathing from the mouth, good indication of fatigue or arm weariness.
This is the 5th round. It's scheduled for 12.
Mouth
and Honeyghan again in the southpaw stance, Ray.
I don't know why Marlon Starling's turning southpaw. He's doing okay with uppercut style.
What can Honeyghan gain from fighting in the southpaw position, Ray?
Well, he's not really that effective. If anything, he's trying to throw his man off. Good right hand by Starling. Because he doesn't fight that way often, he's going to get hit by a lot of right hands.
Right hand counter there. It was preceded by a left jab. Honeyghan better go back to the conventional stance, and he does right now. Left hand inside, stops Honeyghan cold. Starling knocks out Honeyghan's mouthpiece. A big round for Marlon Starling.
You were doing all right. I keep telling you, make yourself scarce. Make yourself scarce and you'll get tired. You're missing him with too many shots. You understand? You're fighting a bad fight. You got me? Are you going to do what you're told?
In this round, Honeyghan tried to fight a more controlled fight, being less of a brawler, and it didn't work. I think he's going to have to go back to plan A. One impressive thing about Starling in this fight so far is that there is no apparent after effect of that devastating knockout in his last fight. A lot of people were curious to see how he would respond to that knockout in this fight.
Well, of course, to his advantage, Larry, he doesn't remember it.
The look on Lloyd Honeyghan's face,
which is a perfect alibi.
The look on his face, he looked like a defeated warrior going back to his corner.
He may have been more confused because I think he just fought a fight that he didn't expect to come here and fight, which he's trying to fight now.
Look at Lloyd running from Marlon Starling.
He's retreating. In other words, Marlon Starling has the momentum going, and he should take full advantage of it.
This is not the fierce frontal assault warrior we've always seen Lloyd Honeyghan to be. This is not the man who thoroughly intimidated a Donald Curry, who was thought at that moment to be one of the best fighters in the world. Starling now, target practice inside.
Oh, this is great. This is great for Marlon Starling. He has the finesse, he has the power, and he's putting his punches together. The jab, everything is working now.
Well, Marlon Starling, regardless of what you may think of him otherwise, is a professional boxer.
But he still must be extremely careful because Honeyghan still has that punch. Walking this man down. Marlon Starling, he's trying to cut the ring off.
This is not the Lloyd Honeyghan who was throwing 125 punches around earlier in this fight. He seems to want to regain his conviction, to rest and stay away from Starling for a while.
When Lloyd Honeyghan moves, although some of his jabs are landing, he doesn't have the best punch when he's mobile.
Well, and I think as long as Honeyghan is content to do this, Starling isn't going to take any foolish chances.
Just take his time and pick his shots. That's what he's doing now.
This, it would appear, plays right into Marlon Starling's hands.
Because he doesn't have to work as much. All he has to do is follow his man, a jab. This is not Lloyd Honeyghan's fight.
And Starling is getting off first in every exchange. He is initiating everything. as Larry Merchant said, it's going to have to be back to plan A for Honeyghan.
Honeyghan better do something fast because that right eye started to swell. Good right hand by Marlon Starling.
Another round in which it's hard to make an argument for the champion.
There you go, buddy.
Don't drop your hand and get to. As long as he's moving, jab, cut him off. Run him in the shot.
Got tape problems here.
Deep breath, deep breath. One more.
In this round, a good right hand. That was the punch that knocked the mouthpiece of Honeyghan into the third or fourth row here. Without a doubt, Starling has won the test of wills in the first half of the fight. Unless Honeyghan can turn that around and turn it around quickly, this fight is lost and the championship will change heads once again.
An interested spectator, and you'll be seeing him here live on HBO on February 25 against Frank Bruno, the undisputed heavyweight champ, Mike Tyson. Round 7 begins. And listen to these punch stat computations. Honeyghan threw 115 punches in round 3, 122 in round 4, 106 in round 5. He threw 40 punches in round 6.
I noticed another thing in Honeyghan. When the bell rang, he wanted to touch gloves. Now, that's not characteristic of Lloyd Honeyghan. Normally, he shows that brassness.
Maybe he feels like to start over. His right eye is beginning to close up. The result of consistent pounding with the left jab and the left counter inside by Starling. And now Starling seems to want to go after it.
Starling has lost his mouthpiece now.
When you're tired, like Lloyd Honeyghan is, this movement here only wears you down. You notice the legs don't have the spring anymore. It's bouncing flat. You see here, a little off balance. His legs are not steady at all.
Starling takes advantage of the absent mouthpiece to start talking to Lloyd Honeyghan. Ray, you once came back to defeat Thomas Hearns with an eye almost completely shut. How is it going to bother Honeyghan to be fighting with the left eye closing up?
Well, it's not too bad yet. In fact, Honeyghan just lost his mouthpiece. So both guys are breathing very deeply, trying to get that additional breather here. But it appears to me, Jim, that Honeyghan is not on steady legs.
Let me just correct myself. I may have said the left eye. It is the right eye of Lloyd Honeyghan, which is closing up, not the left. The right eye is the one.
Some playful antics by Marlon Starling.
Well, he's a little bit of a con artist in there and always has been. May have given away too much in 2 fights against Donald Curry, trying to psych him out. Here, it doesn't seem to be hurting him yet. From Honeyghan's side, this round looks a lot like round 6 did. He is retreating, trying to pick his shots, and it isn't working.
Well, Lloyd Honeyghan is not really fighting back. He's giving this round to Marlon Starling.
Blood on the shoulder of Marlon Starling. It's probably come from inside the mouth of Honeyghan as he fights without the mouthpiece.
There's no steam in the punches of Lloyd Honeyghan. He needs to gain some respect here.
Will this be called a slip or a knockdown?
It was a slip. He threw a punch. He was off balance. Didn't have too much support from his legs. He's trying
Round
to
7 comes to a close.
I got it.
Lloyd Honeyghan may have given up on this fight.
Got a tape problem over here. Get one up, please.
That's Honeyghan being Handle his right eye, closing.
You're way behind now, you've got to start getting into this fight. You won't get in the fight by letting him walk all over you. You've got to stay your ground and make him miss, but not brawl with him. Make him miss and stick a jab, and then try and back him up. You all right? You okay? You're not tired? No. Good, then go out and work. Come on, go out and work. All right? Yeah, let's go. Weave, make yourself scarce and work.
This is the kind of fight that the British skeptics of Honeyghan wanted to see him in and see whether he would have the answers. We'll find out.
Starling now is being relentless.
Starling is chasing Honeyghan a lot more now. Looks to me as though he's not scared of Honeyghan's punches at all anymore.
Honeyghan is hurt here. At this point here, Starling should back away, give himself some punching room, and not allow Honeyghan to smother his punches.
Honeyghan is standing still and taking it. Marlon Starling, if he can put together 2 or 3 good combinations, has a chance to get his man into serious trouble.
Watch for his left hook. Watch for Starling's left hook. It's a beautiful shot.
Knocked the mouthpiece out with the right cross.
That's one of his best punches, the left hook of Marlon Starling.
Right hand lead just missed. Honeyghan standing on the ropes and taking it.
It's a lot of time left.
More than a minute and a half still to go in the round. Starling doesn't knock people out with ease. He's going to have to land a flurry of several punches.
Starling wants to catch that chin open of Honeyghan with his overhand right.
Honeyghan just pawing with the left jab.
That takes so much from him. We miss those big shots like that.
Well, Starling stopped punching and gave Honeyghan a chance to catch his breath a bit. So for the moment, the crisis has passed for Lloyd Honeyghan.
The right jaw of Lloyd Honeyghan is swollen.
It's really swelling up. He's starting to look as though he's got the mumps or as though he's just had his wisdom teeth pulled out. I wonder if Starling has broken Honeyghan's jaw.
Just picking this man apart.
Lloyd lands the left hook, or check it, Marlon lands the left hook right on the place where Honeyghan's jaw is swelling.
Oh, look at the legs of Lloyd Honeyghan.
Yeah, and that jaw could be another reason why he's having trouble keeping the mouthpiece in.
Quickly, get that tape on.
You sure? Yeah. It's all right. Leave more. It's all right. Your jaw's okay. All right. It's a bruise. It's a bruise. Okay. It's a bruise. I just squeezed it. It's a bruise.
Katie, let me take a look. Okay. Open your jaw. Okay.
The doctor is examining Honeyghan's jaw.
Is she ready to fight?
Huh?
Can you go on?
Just did, doctor. Tape on that. Okay. Tape on that left hand. Tape where it's hanging. Yeah, you're all right. You're all right.
Here we see Honeyghan landing a good straight right hand. Starling, that is, landing that good straight right hand. But it's the other side of Honeyghan's face that's swelling up from the left hand.
Well, I'll tell you, if that jaw is all right, I'm Mike Tyson. Harold Letterman, what's your scorecard right now?
7 rounds to 1, 79-73. Very, very easy for Marlon Starling.
And I agree.
4 rounds to go. Marlon Starling headed toward a possible second world championship. Won the WBA title, lost it on a freak knockout to Tomas Molinares of Colombia last summer when Molinares caught him after the bell in Atlantic City. Some people thought he might have trouble coming back, but he had been brilliant for 6 rounds that night against Molinares, and he's been no less brilliant tonight against Lloyd Honeyghan.
That indicates the determination of Marlon Starling. Here, he's really doing a great job and putting his punches together. Just, it looks like a matter of time.
Counting for the knockdown right now. Honeyghan looks at the knockdown counter and then, seemingly with reluctance, gets up.
Now you're going to see a real workman go to work.
Marlon steps in. Honeyghan throws wildly. There's blood coming from his nose. And Mills Lane has seen enough. Marlon Starling is the champion again.
Lloyd Honeyghan was a beaten man by the 3rd or 4th round when he was beaten out of his aggressive style. If you can make an aggressive fighter back up, he usually has no other answer. Starling won the fight in the early rounds. This was just the icing.
And we saw a clinic of defense and counterpunching by Marlon Starling, Ray.
Well, that proved to be the key to this fight, the counterpunching of Marlon Starling. He was rocked in the early rounds, and he was able to regain his composure and get back to the basics. The jab, he took his time and did a great job of counterpunching.
Marlon Starling hates Lloyd Honeyghan's guts, and he's always said that Honeyghan was made to order for him as an opponent. Tonight he proved it.
Well, you see now, it's just a matter of time when Starling started putting his punches together. Some grazing punches, but I think it was just an accumulation of punches that wore Lloyd Honeyghan down. Those sharp right hands, razor-like sharp right hands, were effective from the 4th round on through. I also saw in Lloyd Honeyghan that he was losing a lot of confidence, Jim, because he was not firing back and he was trying to outbox Marlon Starling.
Well, he had a badly closing right eye. He had what looked like a broken right jawbone. And he had little reason to try to prolong matters, being as far behind as he was.
Watch his legs. There's nothing there. His legs are like jello. The body shots, good straight right hand to the body. And Mills Lane did the right thing of stopping to not doing more further damage to Lloyd Honeyghan.
Yeah, because he could have gotten his jawbone seriously hurt with another solid blow on the break, if in fact it is broken, and it's hard to imagine, given the amount of swelling there, that it isn't. Right now, let's go up to ring announcer Chuck Hall for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 19 seconds of the 9th round. Referee Mills Lane stops the bout. The winner by a TKO and new WBC Welterweight Champion of the World, Marlon, the Magic Man, Starling.
A big victory for Marlon Starling. A big victory for that man, Cedric Kushner, the dark-haired gentleman behind Starling, who has waited and waited for this. That is Starling's son, and this is a victory for single fathers everywhere, as this is boxing's most prominent single father, Marlon Starling, and he has put the belt around the waist of his young son, and right now, Larry Merchant is with him.
Marlon, you've done it again. You've been in this position, it seems, all of your life as a fighter when you had to go uphill against the tide.
Well, you know, once again, I want to thank my cake lady, Phyllis. Thank you. I want to thank to my aunt who just had a birthday, Eva. Told you I'd do it. Always talking about a battle, but he never had a battle yet. Now, like you were saying, Larry, you've been with me. You know, I haven't got my just due. Maybe I can get that man over there one day, Ray, but you know, I just...
How did your personal feelings of animosity play in to the fast pace of the early rounds when the fight really seemed to be determined?
Well, you know, the man always talking about a battle, but he never had a battle. Like I told you, he'd be the burnt-out Donald Curry. I am the undisputed welterweight champ of the whole wide world, and you have to give it to me.
Well, tell me about those early rounds when you were coming out. What did you want to establish and prove in the first few rounds?
Establish
who was going to be the boss. There could only be one boss in here. I am the boss. This is my house. I live here.
He came out firing 2 punches to every one of your punches.
His wasn't landing, mine was.
You felt that you could just be disciplined and pick your shots?
Yeah, so I train hard, long and hard. My trainer Eddie Futz, they prepared me very well.
What happened? Tell me, what was your plan? You know how he fights. What was your plan, and how did you try to execute it?
Well, my plan was to go out there and establish, like I said, who's going to be the boss. Once I established that, the guy's a little awkward. I had to get his timing down. Once I got his timing down, it was all mine.
Did he ever hurt you?
Yes, he hit me one shot that buckled me in a little bit, but it wasn't nothing that I haven't got hit with before.
When did you hurt him? When did you feel him weakening to your assault?
From the first round on. He didn't. He said he was going to fight. I knew he couldn't fight me. I knew he couldn't fight me, and everybody's saying Lloyd Honeyghan is strong. Once again, I beat the odds, beat the system, didn't get my just due, but I know in my heart, and I know that I'm the undisputed.
A lot of people would find it amazing that you were able to dismiss the knockout, even the illegal knockout of the last fight, because you were knocked cold.
When?
In the last fight, when you fought, when you lost your title. Oh, so you don't remember it, so that enabled you not to think of it.
No, I don't. I never think about something that, I didn't know. I got hit after the bell. That's all I remember. The last thing I remember was the bell ringing. Once again, I'm going to thank my people because they let me talk to you when I didn't know what world I was in after that last fight. But, I was so determined to not be carried out on the stretcher. Really, I didn't know where I was at.
Did you know that you were going to have to win what we would call a test of will out there and beat him back, and that was really what the fight was about?
No, what I wanted to do since Lloyd was doing all the talking, I wanted to beat him up. And believe me, if you look at Lloyd's face, he got beat up.
Are you going to fight Breland again? Do we have to go through that drill once more?
I'm going to fight. Once again, I'm trying to get myself financially set for the rest of my life. I believe I'm the welterweight champ of the world, the undisputed welterweight champ of the world. I beat every fighter out there in the world. I just want you people and the rest of the world, give it up. And nobody can beat me in my house. Let Ray Leonard come on, let him take his shot. He know how to pick his opponent. He won't, believe me, I take my hats off to a great fighter in Ray Leonard. But
well, everybody wants to fight Ray Leonard.
Everybody.
Let's talk about
the
welterweight.
Exactly. I mean, welterweight, I can't fight the junior middleweight.
What about Simon Brown? You fought him when he was a kid. You beat him. He's now the IBF champion. Would you fight him again to unify the title?
If the mind is right, I'll fight him. Once again, I don't want to keep singing the same old song. Let me just be happy with this championship right now. I always wanted to bring the green belt. My time is now. This is right here, my son has been gone. I mean, he's been without me for all these months. This is the man that this belt belongs to.
You have every right to be happy. Thank you very much, Marlon Starling.